What's up, banana bunch? Bunch? Bunch?
Welcome to the Jungle Gyms podcast. What's up, Banana Bunch? You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Jungle Gyms podcast. I'm your host, Mark. Welcome to the show. Oh, boy. Here we go. This is one of those ones. You know, every so often, I'm always trying to figure out the format, right? Podcasts are weird, and since this is... I view this as the Jungle Gyms show, not as much of a podcast, but it's funny because today I think this is one of my more podcasty episodes where you're just like, oh, this isn't about saving the world. This is about all kinds of other stuff. But first, let's dive into some important events we've got coming up. Hey, one more week. The price increase starts today, the day that you've watched this episode, as far as getting your tickets to the International Wine Festival coming up on November 11th. Come on out and join us. It's going to be great. Hopefully, we like my new suit. Maybe I won't even wear it at this point. It doesn't matter. Of course, I always want to thank all of you who are listening on the audio version of the platform. For anyone that's tuned in because you heard us on the Oasis FM or any of the other stations we've syndicated to now, which is really cool. Thank you all very, very much for that. I really appreciate the support. And of course, you know, I really want you to join me here on YouTube because I think calling it the Jungle Gym Show makes so much sense to me because, I mean, it is a show. I want to show you the food. I want to show you the things. I can sit here and rip my chainsaw turkey carver all day long, but it's just a noise to you in audio. But in real life, you can see it's also a cheaply made chainsaw toy. I really do love it. It's worked. What's sad though is it came in too late for Thanksgiving last year, so I only got to use it on a box of Liquid Death for a TikTok I made, and then of course you'll get to see it in action in today's episode. So hyped for that. And speaking of, I need to announce the winners. Since this is a cereal episode, I finally got it where I coordinated the cereal content with the episode itself. So let's give it up today to Rose of Death on YouTube for entering the contest and winning the contest, more importantly. Rose of Death, I've responded to you in the YouTube comments. Please send me an email at podcast@junglegyms.com so we can coordinate your pickup. And of course, for anyone that, listen, we figure this out every week. And then if you're a TikTok person, you can join me every Wednesday around 2 p.m. EST. I say around 2 because sometimes I'm a few minutes behind if something else. This is a crazy place. Occasionally, I'm just loose with my time in general now. But every Wednesday at 2 p.m., we'll get into a live stream where I allow you all to go in and actually help us pick the things that we're giving away. So somebody asked me in the YouTube comments last week, they're like, why can't you show the prizes? I'm like, well, that's why. And I explained it to them. They didn't write back. But that is entirely why we don't show that, because we actually pick them after the show airs. And due to the linear nature of time, this show is produced before it gets released. Crazy thoughts, I know. But a great way to see what we're giving away is jump on social media, any of the Jungle platforms that I have access to. So TikTok, YouTube, I always try to post a short around it, something along those lines. And then sometimes if it makes its way to the other traps, as it were, it'll end up on the other social platforms too. So that's an easy way to find out if you want to see it. Or like I said, I'm just inviting you again to the live stream, 2 p.m. Wednesday. Let's do it. Just follow Jungle Gyms Market on TikTok and you get there. It's a lot of fun. You get to see the store. It's like always ends up turning into a live store tour because, you know, there's always like 15 people that get in the chat just to shout department names. And I'm never quite sure what they want. I'm like, I guess they just want to see it. But, you know, I'm waiting for them to speak to me in complete sentences or use punctuation or literally anything. So, but since it was a cereal episode, I thought it'd be fun to invite one of my favorite coworkers in here to try some cereal we never have before. And with it being kind of Halloween adjacent, today is I won't make the joke twice in the episode, but since this episode comes out the day after Halloween, I felt like it was like close enough that we could still hit those vibes a little bit. But we talked some cereal facts. We talk about conspiracy theories. We have all kinds of stuff. I got on my soapbox repeatedly. I'm very excited for you to hear my Lucky Charms conspiracy theory I invented. It should be great because, like all people, you get your best information from a podcast. So on that, I think it's time. Let's just dive right into this baby, huh? Shall we? I'm in. Hey, Jaina.
Hi, Mark.
All right, cereal time. Cereal season.
Cereal.
First off, we picked each of our favorites. Why don't you tell me what your favorite cereal is right now? Yeah, I know.
The good old peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Which I did just try for the first time off camera.
I can't believe you never had it before.
Well, I'd had Reese's Puffs because everybody, the PR
Not
team
the
for Reese's
same.
Puffs. I know.
Not the
They're
same.
wrong. They're like covered in, it feels like factory dust.
Correct.
These are just peanut butter and crunchy throughout.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
in.
my favorite.
Yeah, so has that always been a favorite? Is that a recent favorite?
Oh, no, like since I was little.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, my mom knows, like, gotta have peanut butter Captain Crunch in the house if I'm there. Yes.
Smart move.
Yes.
I was always
what are you
torn.
over there eating?
Well, so I did a couple things. I'll go on to the underpants in a second. Actually,
don't
let's just
forget the
go start
underpants.
here. So, Jungle Jim's carries a little bit of everything. So we thought we'd even bring in some cereal-themed boxer briefs. So these have Fruit Loops, Frosted Flakes, Corn Pups, Apple Jacks with marshmallows. They're cute. It gives new meaning to telling people to eat you. We also have from the same brand, Odd Socks, Eggo, Lego, my Eggo, baby. Actually, before I go too far on this, did I tell you Eggo sent me a Roomba, like a Roomba / mop.
Does it look like an Eggo waffle?
Yes, and it's
Oh
like
my God, I love
designed,
that.
it looks just like the packaging.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll send you a picture after
Yeah,
the
please
show.
do. Please do.
And if it arrives by the time this episode airs, then I'll just put it in there too. So I went Cracklin' Oatmeal, and I was torn because I was usually a Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy.
Right.
Which is also why I brought out this brand new limited edition gingerbread toast crunch. The internet has been mostly kind to it so far.
I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I love the Cinnamon Toast Crunch until a charming and beautiful young lady told me it tastes like bad breath. And I can't unhear it now.
Oh, why did you
Did
tell
I just
me that?
broadcast it to the whole world?
Oh,
yeah.
you sure did. You
Thanks, Ma. I appreciate you. Okay. So I went with a backup, a personal favorite. Now, it's called Cracklin' Oat Bran, but Gina, when I told you I was bringing Cracklin' Oat Bran, how did you describe the type of person I am because I was eating this?
Over the age of 70.
You said it a little more succinctly. I believe
I said that was old people cereal.
And guess what, everyone? Old people have it right. Cereal rules. So, I've never thought about how difficult this would be to eat and talk with.
Yeah, I know. I feel like all they can do is hear me.
This
crunching.
is actually today's cereal eating
ASMR. Yeah.
Cracklin' Oat Bran.
So I ragged on you about the Cracklin' Oat Bran, and I remember I used to like this when I was younger, but that's because my grandma had it at her house, and it was like one of the very few cereals that she had, so I ate it.
Right.
I just tried a piece before we came on. That stuff is very good. It's very sweet. So don't let...
I honestly have not used a spoon.
You did that the last time we got together.
Well, did I
You
spill on me
flicked a
then?
fork.
Did I really?
Last time, yeah.
I probably cut that out.
No, you didn't.
Can't let
It
people
was
know.
in there. It was in there.
Like, how can he be fat and unable to use utensils? One of the things I love about Cracklin' Oat Bran, it's a little sweet. It is sweet, but it feels like a little. Actually, let's just look at the rundown here. It has a little less sugar than the. Actually, that's a lie too. It has more sugar per serving.
Than the cinnamon toast, than the gingerbread toast crunch?
Yeah, and even worse, the serving of this is only 3/4 of a cup. My mother will be so disappointed to know that she always loved the cereal. And this is one we didn't
That's
have like a
bad.
lot of sugar cereals in the house as kids. My sister usually more than I would, but no, so we didn't have a lot of these. But Cracklin' Oat Bran was one that would fall through the cracks.
Is it
I was
just
trying
because
to
it
do
says high
something there.
fiber? It says high fiber, so it looks. Then the
It does have high
packaging-
fiber, though. It's 7 grams of fiber.
Right.
I'm willing to bet there's no fiber in the other ones. No, there's 3 grams in gingerbread. What's going on? There's as much fiber
So
in gingerbread toast
Kellogg-
crunch as an apple.
Kellogg's is playing a trick on us. The packaging on that is they are not advertising that to children. The Cracklin' Oat Bran.
No.
That is adult cereal. That belongs next to the Grape Nuts and the Honey Bunches of Oats, right? Mm-hmm. But that stuff is totally not good for you at all. But
Wow.
it's really good though.
Yeah, I guess the thing is, what were we expecting? Processed, boxed food, probably.
I mean, true. But
Yeah.
it looks like it would be healthy.
Well, that's a great point. That's a whole other episode that we can do on American food marketing one day.
Oh, that would
I'm
be
not
fun.
smart enough for it yet, but I know I
I'm
could
not either.
research it.
Okay, all right.
Or I'd let the AI do it.
But if you've never tried Cracklin' Oat Bran, give it a try.
You got to do
be
that,
surprised.
right? Yeah, no, this is great. But I thought, because we're Jungle Gyms, we like to do it big here. And Jenny, you made a great comment. This episode's airing the day after Halloween. What's the opposite of Eve? It's the Boxing Day of Halloween.
The Boxing Day, yeah, Halloween Boxing Day.
And I was like, what would be more Jungle Gyms of us than, wait for it,
Uh-oh, folks.
here we go.
Uh-oh.
Got a huge bowl,
Big old bowl.
and I got a spoon
Big old
at the
spoon.
ready. And We have 3 seasonally appropriate cereals.
Perfect.
And you and I have not tried any of these flavors.
No, and if I did when I was a child, I blocked it out of my brain, but I don't think I have.
No. You know what? I'm going to move this bowl real quick. Okay. Because I was like, opening a box would be, that's a little too easy. So I was hoping you could maybe just, do you want to just hold them low for me?
Like this?
Something like that, because I'm just going to.
Oh, I'm scared. Okay.
Do you trust me?
Yeah, I trust you.
Famous last words.
Here we go.
This is the Jungle Jim Show, folks.
Oh, my Lord. Hold on. Get it.
Count Chocula was giving me a little hard time there.
It was. I think you got it, though.
I actually think I got all the bags open, too.
Almost. Oh, yeah, you did.
Oh, listen, I'm a professional, folks.
That was great, Mark. That wasn't terrifying at all.
Shout out to the Mighty Carver. You didn't show up on time for Thanksgiving last year, but
it served a purpose today.
Yeah, listen.
Just looks like a grizzly bear open
everyone
these.
Watching the, or I'm just imagining the people that only listen to the audio version. Like, why is there a chainsaw?
It's Halloween, man.
Yeah, it's Halloween. We're chopping in. So.
We're
making the biggest bowl of cereal. I say we just mix these 3 flavors. There's no way these are good.
Yeah, we're going to make a Franken cereal.
Okay, I'm going to start. I got blueberry in.
I got Chocula. Let's do it. Oh, we're making that. This is great.
Hold on, I'm going to get a third angle on here since I don't think the cameras will show this well. Already up, it kind of just looks like dog food right now.
It kind of does.
All right, here we go. So we got, what do we have in? Count Chocula and blueberry in so far?
Let's do a little Frankenberry here.
Oh, give me that Frankenberry. Oh, that, look, that is colorful.
It's very bright.
Oh, man. We love it. Okay.
Now get your spoon. We got to stir it up.
Oh, good point. Okay. Oh. This is going to taste so bad.
More milk.
Should we have, though?
No. This is great.
I'm donating all of the wet leftovers this week.
It's like
tossing it like you're making wings.
Yes. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, this is kind of fun to play with. This is ASMR. Let's listen to this.
Yeah, seriously. Start stirring.
Can you hear that?
Now, I've been taking notes leading up to this. Did you put the mic in there?
I did. It's so good.
That's amazing.
Cereal ASMR. Yes.
Wait, did we even go through your deli discounts? Did I have you read those off yet?
No, I thought that's the only reason I was here. It's so I could promote my deli.
While you're spooning that up, tell me what's going on. I did say you could promise the deli. Yes, okay. Tell me what's going on in the deli, because I want to pull up my notes. Because, again, like I say every week now, every week that I make notes for the show, I'm like, I promise I'm mostly texting, but I'm also reading notes.
I have notes, too, so it's hard to remember everything.
Well, I thought there were a lot of them. What was really funny is I was like, before this, I was like taking some notes. I was like, you know what? Maybe ChatGPT has some thoughts. And ChatGPT just gave me an emotional response, which I'm very annoyed by. It
didn't like what you asked?
Yeah, I was trying to find out correlations between people who love cereal and serial killers. Well, and it was like, this isn't a light laughing matter. I'm like, no, but I'm going to laugh at you, AI. Don't tell me what I'm supposed to think is funny. That's what my Facebook friends are for.
Exactly.
All right.
This is beautiful. This is quite fun to play with, actually.
So what do you have on sale in the deli? We keep distracting for that. Tell me about your deals. What are we coming in for this week?
We got quite a few things on sale right now. We have a lot of service case stuff that we'll slice behind the counter. We've got Boar's Head's newest chicken that came out a couple months ago, the flame grilled Firesmith chickens on sale.
Oh, I got to eat. That was the one that I got to eat a full piece of.
Yeah, you just ate it on your couch like an apple. I know, you told me about that. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It was right at where you were sitting.
Oh, was it right here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed
that. That's the famous chair.
Is it? Okay, I'll remember that. Thanks for letting me sit here then. We've got 3 pepper Colby Jack from Boar's Head. That's a really good cheese if you're into spicy. That's our spiciest cheese we carry. And then we've got Old Time Provolone on sale for $3.99 a pound. Really good deal on that. And then we've got the Old Warsaw Polish ham. If you haven't tried that yet, it's good stuff. And it's also only $3.99 a pound, which is crazy for lunch meat.
Can you describe that? Like, what makes it Polish?
It's not actually from. That's a really good question.
Thank you.
It's more like, it's just like kind of like a boiled ham. Little salty, not like super lean, not very fatty at all.
Cool.
Just a really, really good lunch meat ham. Kathy Dick, our store manager, that's her favorite. Shout out to Kathy. Thank you for your business, Kathy.
Can I say what the name of her custom sandwich would be on the show?
You sure can. I mean,
tell me that wasn't one of the funniest things you've heard in there. In the store. Weren't you there when she told us?
No.
I thought I was telling you and her. Okay, so.
I have a terrible memory. You might have.
Let me set the clip up.
Okay.
So, my friend Paul and his restaurant. Paul and Neil, the whole Baracco family, they're all wonderful. Sorry, let me just knock it out of the way. That way I don't forget Mama B too. But they knew, like so many of my restaurateur friends who never did this for me. No, but they knew that I have always wanted to have a like a special named after me at a restaurant. I was like, that'd be so funny. And then one day I woke up and the governor did that. So I was telling Kathy, and I thought it was you and Kathy because we were in the deli when we were having this conversation. It could have been someone else. And Kathy Dick, she's like, well, if I had a sandwich named after me, it'd be the Big Dick. And I was like, I can't wait to put one of those in my mouth. And then I went back to my office and was like, hopefully this doesn't get me in trouble. So thanks, Kathy. I would try your sandwich.
I would too.
Yes. All right, Okay, wait, I didn't interrupt any other deals this time.
We've got tortilla chips, salsa, and
hummus.
hummus.
Okay.
And hummus.
Is it the Lantana or whatever? Lantana?
That was last week. I've got Garden Fresh's hummus.
We love Garden Fresh hummus too.
As well as their tortilla chips, which are really, really popular.
Oh, those are really good too.
Yes. And then Willie's Salsa, which is a local Ohio company.
Willie Salsa. Willie not.
So, come check that out. Say hi to our deli staff too. Shout out to them. They don't get enough credit.
Well, they're lovely people.
They are lovely people, and they work very hard.
A fan of you and your team. As I'm taking this, it probably ends up as a thumbnail.
It probably will. You need to hold the spoon in your hand. There you go.
So here's a question for you, Jana.
Yes.
As I let you look at this bowl to see comparatively rather.
Yeah.
I think I just invented a new word.
I think you did.
Okay. So we're talking large cereal bowls. That's why I've got this giant mixing bowl today. Excuse me. In 2007, people set a Guinness Book World Record for the largest cereal bowl. How big do you think the world's, and we're going diameter, how big do you think the world's largest bowl of cereal was? You can guess. It's okay.
Like 100 feet.
Way smaller.
That'd be a big bowl.
I would love to see it. And here they'd just be like, Mark needs to bathe in this. I'm like, no, you bathe in chili one time and now you have to touch food all the time.
25 feet.
Even smaller still.
What?
Yeah, I'll give you a third guess and then I'll just tell you.
7 feet.
Okay, you're still wrong. That time you were a little too small. The bowl measured just over 9 feet in diameter and held 3,000 liters of milk.
I feel like that could be a lot bigger. Somebody is not doing something right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go get an inflatable. I have an inflatable, what are they called? A hot tub.
Oh, yeah.
One of those spa things that were so hot for a minute. Now I haven't seen on the internet in 2 years since I got a discount on mine. And we'll just fill that with milk and cereal.
We can do that.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just ate what I'm assuming is a blueberry dry off the table.
Is it good?
No, not at all. This is an unmitigated disaster. Honestly,
doesn't look good.
As soon as we poured this, I was already full of regret.
I hate that they're all the same shape. I feel like the different boxes should all have different flavors.
Yeah, they just said they're all. Why are they all ghost shapes? They're all ghost
they
types
all look like
today.
They look like Pac-Man ghosts.
Yeah. Huh. What do you think this so one note I found I thought was really interesting researching cereal, and I guess it's not that interesting, or maybe not interesting. It is interesting. It's not surprising to me. What do you think the country in the world with the largest cereal consumption is?
It's got to be United States.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is how like the gap is right after that. It's like us, a few European countries, and then it's just like off the list, right? Like, I was just looking. I'm like, what countries hate cereal? Like Japan, right? Because they're rocking fish and rice and stuff in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Now, obviously, times are changing because of the nature of social media, all that kind of silly stuff, and how it's like. It's really funny because I kind of felt like I grew up in a time where cereal was huge, and then went away because they were like, hey. There's not a lot, even in the healthier options, right? Like your Crackling Oat brands. Yeah, that has a lot of fiber in it, but it's still...
It's full of sugar.
Yeah, I mean, I think I didn't even have close to what a serving size was. I'm still looking at probably 200 calories in those few bites, right? So this is going to be unmitigated disaster. I said that before. I don't even want to know. Don't tell me. You can look for yourself. It's on the opposite. Oh, I saw it now.
Oh, it was like
the real problem is that we're going to be eating this for the next 2 weeks live on the show. This is the Jungle Gyms podcast.
Oh, not me. You.
Yeah, we're just the mythical kitchen people, but with no audience.
I love them. Shout out to Rhett and Link. Love you dearly. This is not good. It's not good.
I want to know how many of you out there would actually come in and eat this with me. I'm going to just start inviting random customers to come get a bite.
I wonder how long it would take you, one person, to like eat that entire bowl.
Probably minutes. I watch a lot of people eating food on the internet.
Joey Chestnut and all that.
So
yeah.
I actually found this lady, and I have to look up her name because it doesn't go by her name. It's like working out and eating, or like one of those terrible names. But she looks like this. She looks short, but I think she does bodybuilding because she looks like short and tough.
Yeah.
And she puts away aggressively large amounts of food. It is so gross. I hate it. Like so much.
Is she a
I hate it.
mukbanger, or she just eats a lot?
No,
of food?
she's just like, hey, I'm going to this restaurant. And she's been doing a lot of stuff in Australia. So I don't know if she lives there or what, but she has an American accent. So I'm assuming I don't see a lot of international people eating disgusting amounts of food for, I mean, you have the mukbang thing, but that was like, I feel like that was way more fetish content than it was about like just a weird competitive thing that we would have in the US. So anyway, I think it'd be minutes probably, disgustingly enough. But the catch would be the milk, which is why I know we were almost having a tough thing before this, like how much milk do we get? I'm like, we start with this, and then I say we start up. Should we try our first bite?
Yeah, we probably should.
How much milk do you want me to go for?
I don't know.
Should I just do the whole thing?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Why not? I mean, it's a huge
It's
bowl.
just going to go bad anyway. Oh my gosh.
It doesn't look good.
I know, but we'll be fine.
You know what? It tastes like my childhood. It tastes like bad cereal from the early 90s.
Disappointing?
My childhood wasn't. That's my adulthood that's disappointing, Mark, not my childhood.
Okay, I'm leaving a little of the milk out.
That's fine. Yeah, this is like bad early 90s cereal.
Oh, baby, look at this. Look at that. Look at that mixture. What I'm really scared
it's
about...
It's going to get slimy. It's one of those
really
cereals that when it gets wet, it's going to get slimy.
Yep. And you know my rule.
I'm just digging in here with my little baby spoon. Oh, it doesn't smell good.
It does not smell good. I like to give my mom a quick shout out for not letting me eat this.
It's bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry we got to eat it.
It's bad. I mean, we did mix all the flavors together. I don't know if like one specific flavor by itself would be any better.
They all.
Probably not.
It's the Twix. It's the Fruit Loops thing. So speaking of Fruit Loops anecdotes, why don't you tell me a cereal anecdote about Fruit Loops and the flavor?
Oh, yeah. So the Fruit Loops flavors are the colors of Fruit Loops. It's a lie. They all taste the same.
Just one fruit flavor.
One.
That's disappointing.
It is.
Who bothered to spawn them and why? I keep forgetting to unlock my notes.
That's not good.
Yeah. I was going to ask you before, what do you think the U.S.'s most popular cereal is?
Cheerios. Yeah. There's nothing better than, I haven't had a bowl of Cheerios in forever, but you got to put sugar on it. You got to.
See, I've never done that.
What? And a banana.
Oh, I love a banana in cereal.
You ever put
But
sugar
even
on
a banana, no.
Oh, so good.
Dude, I'm telling you, a lot of these things were not in the Borison household. I'm just going to scoop
What
into
about
my bowl.
Honey Nut Cheerios?
Honey Nut Cheerios were a go.
Okay, those are good too.
Yeah, they're great. Honestly, all the variants of them have been great. I saw we just got in a vanilla spice one. Here, if you want the servings.
I think we have a pumpkin spice one right now too.
It's on sale too for $3.39, I believe.
There's pumpkin spice everything.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm not either.
A lot of people get really mad. Okay, hold on. I'll get back to my cereal notes, but I want to get on my soapbox. I've been watching a lot of people make these posts online on my cereal box right now. A lot of people getting mad, and they're like, I'll take nachos over pumpkin spice any day. And I'm like, who was comparing those two?
Nobody.
Me interested. I want that person on the show who was like, I don't really like pumpkin spice. It's really removing the place for nachos? What? I saw a bunch like that too. And like, look, I get it. Pumpkin spice.
I like nachos.
I love nachos.
I love nachos.
Huge nacho fan. Nacho Vargas, my favorite character in Better Call Saul. I mean, it's across the board of the love. But I really, that has been blowing my mind. I've been seeing so many posts about that this season where like, people are so mad about pumpkin spice.
I think it's because the people that love PSL, pumpkin spice lattes, people that love pumpkin.
Yeah, explain it for them.
They love pumpkin and they go a little bit overboard and it's slightly annoying. So you're either on the bandwagon or you're against it.
I feel like I know a lot of people. I've never really seen anybody be annoying by it besides like the day it comes out, people being like, hell yeah, it's back. And then that's it.
You're not on TikTok enough then.
Apparently not.
Apparently you're not. Because it's...
I love a PSL.
Why are these marshmallows... Look at the marshmallow.
The longer I stare into the abyss, it looks back.
They're like white and
it looks like
black
a tooth.
swirled.
Yeah. That should count chocolate
is
marshmallow.
Is it a tooth?
I don't want nothing but the tooth.
Oh my, you can't handle the tooth.
Speaking of, shout out to my dentist. I'm still stuck on the pumpkin spice thing. It really drives me crazy because people like think that they're like, you know what I really think it is? First off, pumpkin spice lattes, I think, were the OG, at least in the modern society. They were the OG for FOMO, right? And for those of you that are older than me.
What's that mean, Mark?
Thank you. You're just a few months older than me. That's old enough to count. It stands for fear of missing out. So it's a limit. Also in the business known as an LTO, not lettuce, tomato, onion, a limited time offer. So you have that. It's a limited time thing because I think we're only a few days out before it goes away.
Yeah, they're getting ready to come out probably with their holiday Christmas line.
Which is another chance for me to go, where is the salted caramel mocha that you got rid of 3-4 years ago?
That's my favorite. Okay, can I tell you something?
Yeah, I want, come on.
That is my favorite Starbucks drink. The first time I ever had a hot salted caramel mocha, my life changed, okay?
Really?
They can make it for you. They have everything that they need to make it, except the little salted caramel bits that they put on top of the whipped cream. Yeah. That's the only thing you would be missing.
So, I mean,
it's a mocha with toffee nut syrup.
Right.
That's it. Get it.
So, wait. Were they putting was it like candy pieces on top?
Yeah, kind of like a little sprinkle candy.
Because every so often I'd see where they'd have those things.
Yes.
I feel compelled. I'm like,
so you can still get a salted caramel mocha, Mark. Okay. You can.
Well, I know a certain someone who thinks Cinnamon Toast Crunch tastes like Brad breath. She'll want to try that.
It's really, really good. It's really good. That's how I get mine all the time.
No, that sounds delicious. I've never gotten to try one, actually. I've only heard.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, the thing is, look, here's the reason I'm bringing up the PSL thing is that I like to be a person of change, right? You know, yes. I'm a pro therapy guy. I'm all these things, right? And more importantly, I like learning from my past incorrect decisions or thoughts, right? And so for the longest time, I was like, screw Starbucks. I'm not interested in this, all this stuff. And in general, I'm still like a local coffee person anyway. Yeah. But we have a Starbucks in the building. Do you think I'm going to drive 40 minutes to my local spot today or drink at work? Right. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So I was kind of against it. I get it. And there is a bit of an aesthetic to the customer base that I may not always necessarily be on board for, but that doesn't really matter because the product's good, right?
Yes.
And so you meet someone who's like, oh, I love this place. And you're like, oh, really? Okay, cool. I'm judging you a little bit. But then you try it a bunch and you're like, oh, this actually...
It's overpriced.
Yeah, it's overpriced for sure, dude. But the thing is, everything's overpriced now. Like a McChicken is like $3 now. So I was like, that's not even food.
No, the price of fast food is outrageous lately. I was talking the other day about somebody about that.
And I guess my point is, because I view them as luxury items, I kind of don't mind that the price is high because complaining about it isn't helping. Like it's not doing anything. The only thing that would change everything and always in life is not partaking. And the problem is we all like coffee too much to forego it and make it at home.
Correct.
Right. Like nobody's willing to. It's the same reason Netflix's prices are going to keep going up. No one's canceling. They're like, sorry, dude, I really wanted to watch the rest of Full House of Usher, bro. I'll pay $20 a month for it. Yeah. That's fine.
True.
But just remember, you're also devaluing the thing. Like no complaining if you're going to be a part of it. So anyway, going back to this being like this whole FOMO thing, I think it just got popular and popular. And it is interesting how in the last 5-ish years, it's gotten so big that there's like a marketing campaign behind it.
Oh yeah,
but who
pumpkin
cares?
Spice everything. You ever had a pumpkin spice Twinkie?
No, I think I've only had like a Twinkie in life though. So was it worth your time or no? It was gross.
Your childhood makes me sad.
I'm sorry, but they did it with love.
I'm sure they did. No, the pumpkin spice Twinkies are killer. I don't know if we still have them right now, but
I have a lot of friends who just hate pumpkin spice, and I think the reality is they hate it because it's popular. And I'm just like, these are like 45-year-old men. I'm like, you guys are the biggest dorks I've ever met.
Some people just
they're watching this right now, like, and I'm like, dude, it's fine. Listen, you know what? I would maybe die on the hill of. I do think apple pie might be the superior of the two fall-related flavors. Like if you're like, can you have like a nice apple pie thing or a pumpkin? I'd probably go apple pie first, but the thing is, they're both delicious.
They are.
This is the whole. Today's episode is not brought to you by Starbucks.
No, it's not.
I was trying to avoid some of the pumpkin spice flavors here for that reason. All right, let's go back to cereal. Segueing back to cereal.
I'm forcing myself to eat this.
I know, me too, because we're not wasteful people.
I feel like I should be like sitting on the couch getting ready to watch Punky Brewster.
Punky Brewster, where's Soleil Moon Fry?
I don't know, man. She's still
She has
out
a
there
great
somewhere.
name, though.
She does. I wanted to be her when I was little.
Aw, I feel like I know a lot of people our vintage that wanted to be Punky Brewster. Like,
loved her.
You mean I could have adventures, live in a treehouse away from my parents, and like there's probably a cool robot on the show too? I get the robots in the 80s shows confused a little bit.
Oh, remember Alf? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. We're going to get nostalgic here. I love Alf.
Someone asked me at a show I did last week, we were playing Super Smash Brothers. It was like a whole event. And they were like, well, what's a character you would add to this game? And my answer, the first thing that came to mind, I was like, who would I put? I was like, Alf.
You know what I would say?
Who?
Captain Caveman.
And son?
Sure, that's fine. Yeah.
Captain Caveman. I love it. Yeah, this is a lot of hair. It's like the most hair.
A lot of hair.
Well, they tried to get Warner Brothers tried to do their own Smash Brothers game with.
Did they?
Yeah, and I think it already got. I think they were like, it's in beta, and then they're like, it's going to just silently never come back.
Oh.
But the characters are like Scooby-Doo, Batman. They could pull from the whole
all the Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, it was all
nice.
WB, but I was like, you really,
Quick
in my
Dom
opinion, they screwed up. Because if they wanted this game to be a success and they had Warner Brothers characters, the real move would have been Tony Soprano versus Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's moving product right there.
That's
okay,
great.
Tony's like aggressively throwing gabagool. He's feeding. He calls the ducks out as a power move. They're all swimming in a pool. His finisher, he's drinking some pulp orange juice, and Meatwad's just over there like, do what now?
Oh, that's great.
That's the game. Batman versus Scooby-Doo next. Soprano
versus Meatwad.
I'm just saying.
My brain just went to like Foghorn Leghorn.
I say.
Yeah, exactly. That's great.
Oh my gosh. Yosemite Sam. I'm just going to keep calling her out today.
There you go.
There was a serial killer cafe in London, but like actual serial killer. So it was called this because they specialize in selling over 100 varieties of cereal from around the world.
Have you seen like the cereal bar restaurants that are around? Oh, that's like a dream come true. I need to visit one of those. Are there any around here?
Yeah, I think so.
Is there? Where you like go and make your own bowl?
I think you just go and you're like, hi, I'll have a scoop of this. I'll have a scoop of this. I'll have a scoop of this.
I love it. It's like when you used to go to hotels when you were little and they would have the cereal thing. You would crank it and you'd like mix them all together, which is essentially what we did here.
I love cranking it before a bowl of cereal. That's my classic hotel move.
Anywho, what other fun facts you got there?
What do you think the longest... Well, let me rephrase that. How many cereal boxes were in the world's longest domino chain of cereal?
Oh, my God. 450. Way more?
Way more.
1,262.
Still like 10 times more. It's 10,000 boxes, Jana. And now that I see that,
terrible guessing.
I think we could beat that. I feel like we could beat that here.
Wait, how many was it?
10,000.
We got 10,000 boxes on the shelves right
That's
now.
what I was going to say. I was like, we could just do it in one aisle. I've been thinking about stuff like that, too. I'm like, how do we get involved with that? We should have called Tom Rink.
We should have.
Yeah.
Tom,
are
I
you
need
out
all
there?
the Cheerios down from the back warehouse. Get the forklifts moving. Let's do it.
While we're talking cereal, I have some cereal hot takes.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
But I want to ask your opinion before I give
Yes,
you mine.
I love this. This is great. Okay.
Well, take a look at the bottom of the bowl.
It's gray. The milk is gray.
It's kind of like when you have a drain
What's
clog.
yours look like? Oh, it doesn't look
It's like a little sewagey.
Yeah. It's because we mixed all the colors together.
No, one disappointment here.
Yeah.
I get zero of the chocolate flavor. It is all the fruit flavor.
All I can taste is the strawberry.
Yeah. Yeah, because I taste it. Let me get a chocolate.
Taste of chocolate by itself. It is so faint.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely mild. That's like the least flavorful of the three.
It doesn't taste like chocolate. Oh. Hold
No,
on.
it's like a hint of it.
Oh, no. What does it taste? It tastes like...
Is that bad breath again?
It does not taste good. And this is cereal. It did get slimy. Like if I pick this up, it's probably...
Go for it.
Hello? So sorry about that.
Oh, you got to answer it now. Was anybody good?
No, it was my agent.
Oh,
No,
really?
I'll call him back later.
Oh, cool. Yeah, tell him I get 10% now, too.
I will. It might have been Hugh. Was it Hugh?
Oh, it could have been. I did
didn't-
tell Hugh to call it. Listen, everyone,
did.
Jana loves Hugh Jackman, and I feel like she deserves to love and meet him, so if you can help us out with that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I wanted to ask your opinion on cereal milk.
Okay.
Though. Look at the bottom of the bowl. What's your verdict on that?
It's not appealing.
I just meant generally.
Try it.
Oh, today? Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the people that finishes a bowl of cereal and then drinks the milk out of the bowl. That's just not me.
I'm
not a big milk person anyway. So that's not for me.
One of my, I love doing, especially now that non-dairy milks have become so popular.
Yeah.
I love taking like a vanilla almond milk and putting that with a cereal.
Ooh.
Like vanilla almond milk and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's the move,
I would
baby.
try that.
Yeah, it's really good. But the reason I bring this up is because I think a lot of people are really into cereal milk. And it's contextual for me, right? Like some of them I'd be more interested. Like, I like a little cinnamon sugar milk at the bottom. That's cool.
Right.
But I also try to eat the milk with the cereal as I'm
I
going.
do too. Yeah.
So at the end, there's just maybe a little like awkward spoon or two left.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny that so many companies have tried to produce it as a separate product.
Yeah, and they bottle it. Yes.
And I feel like we have to carry that.
I've seen them use that on Chopped.
Really?
Yeah, they'll give them like a cinnamon cereal milk, and they have to incorporate that into their
That's
dish
kind of amazing
that they're making.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I haven't actually. Do we sell that? We have to somewhere.
I think we did. I don't know if it's still manufactured. I feel like it's one of those things that you ever notice this? There's always a product that the public will want, quote unquote, publicly. Mm-hmm. And then when it comes out, they don't support it.
So
And because the thing is, you don't really want it. What you want is the feeling of Christmas magic again.
Yeah.
And you can't get that out of a bottle, okay?
True.
You know, because like I think what's happening is that adults are like, you're telling me I can capture that feeling of being 7 years old and watching the real Ghostbusters on a Saturday morning on ABC or whatever in a bottle for $3.99? Yeah, I'll try it. And then you try it, and you're like, that's fine. It wasn't that great in the bowl to begin with, guys. I'm so sorry.
It's funny. I think people, maybe our age, are just trying to relive our childhoods because the world is so how it is right now. Yeah, it's so odd. So if
to put it mildly,
if it takes me buying some Gushers that I haven't had in years, or it takes me buying, they brought back Dunkaroos. Things from like those nostalgic.
We love a Gusher.
Retro things, as kids call them now. Not retro to us. It was life
right. You're
to
like,
us.
oh, you mean it was
Those
what it
things
used to
are
be.
super popular.
See, I can't go back to my original cereal. By the way, I'm committed to this. I don't want to be committed to this, but anti-waste.
I can't.
And I know people are going to come help me eat it afterwards, but still,
nobody's going to eat that, Mark.
You say that?
It is so.
I
soggy.
know monsters. Okay, we work with them.
So soggy.
Oh yeah, sure. Watch this. Come on in. No, I'm just kidding.
There's
There wasn't
nobody out there.
I was like, you don't ruin the bit. I thought this was a fun fact about cereal. Did you know on the Apollo 11 mission, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin ate cereal bars? Now, they didn't tell me what cereal they ate, so it was 1969, so I'm sure it sucked. It was
Probably
like Corn Flakes or something like that. But they were the first people to eat cereal on the moon that we know of. I don't know what the moon's economy is like.
I don't know what the aliens are eating.
Yeah, what
do
do the Moonanites eat cereal wise? Ooh, yes, your cereal's crunchy. I love the Moonanites. So gross. Hey, didn't you have a cornflake anecdote that you looked up?
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
I'll gladly talk about it. I feel very confident in my job security.
You can go right. Yeah, so corn. I won't spoil it, but
go ahead and set me up, Gina.
In the 1800s, the world was a different place. It was a very pious place. So John Kellogg created cornflakes. And Mark, what was the purpose of creating said cornflakes?
He was trying to interrupt the libido of the masses. So
by creating a bland food.
You wanted to create, because by the creation of bland food, he believed that it would lower the general public's sex drive. Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned, one of my favorite pastimes was, you wanted to crank it with the cereal. Now he was trying to literally make that happen, where he's like, no more cranking of cereal.
Nope.
None of that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just knock that right on off.
Yeah, and I thought that was really funny. I wonder if it worked. Is anyone out there eating really boring food and also displeased in their personal life? Yeah. If so, write me an email, podcast@junglegems. I'd love to tell your story.
Yeah, maybe that's what's wrong. Maybe get off the cornflakes.
That could be. I mean, I don't think I've ever had actual corn. I know I've had Frosted Flakes, because that was like a hotel cereal staple.
Right.
It was like that, Raisin Bran.
Yes.
I think I tried Raisin Bran a few times, but Raisin Bran was always heartbreaking, because it was like, as a kid, I'm trying to find something that looks kind of healthy that mom will go for, that hit that happy medium of like, mom's on board. Also, I will enjoy this.
Yeah.
And I remember Raisin Bran being one I tried a few times, and every time it was always a nightmare, because you have to eat Raisin Bran instantly, or it is like the worst.
It turns to absolute
ever.
Mush.
Oh
yes.
God, look how these are blending.
Yeah, let me just. Can I? The scooping of this. It's literally clumped together. Oh, did you see that clump?
That was good. Eddie Murphy would be so proud. He loves the clumps.
That is. Oh, and that does. Oh my God! Look at that thing.
You have to put that whole piece in your cereal now.
That's an
in your
iceberg.
Bowl.
No,
yeah,
I'm not. No,
that's actually how the Titanic sunk.
How are we gonna try this? We're gonna have to try the gingerbread toast crunch.
Are we? I don't think I ever want to eat cereal again after today. I think this ruined me.
This is bad. This is really bad.
All right, here's something that I'm surprised is not a story about us at Jungle Gyms. In 1994, a man in Colorado, close to Cincinnati, was arrested for holding a cereal box hostage in a grocery store. What do you think his demands were? And in my opinion, he didn't do a good job.
Oh God. What was he demanding?
Yeah.
Milk prices were too high.
No.
I don't. He wanted.
You're gonna laugh when you hear the denomination and request.
He wanted the family size box, and they only had the small.
I mean, in the modern times, this would be the right price. So he asked for $50. That's $50.
Okay.
And a getaway car, and he would release the box.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
It's okay.
I'm having a brain fart day
It's
today.
okay. Brains be tootin', am I right?
So he held a cereal box
He was
hostage and said, give me
one more person comes in here, and I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I need $50 and a Toyota Corolla.
Or the Cracklin' O brand gets it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What's even fun, like, first off, how good is the mental health care in
When was
Colorado?
this?
That 1994, but how good? 20 years ago, almost. How good was the mental health care setup in Colorado at that time that they were like, yeah, no, we're going to take this seriously. Now, if I went out there now
with their
and did that
chainsaw.
with a chainsaw to attack a box of cereal,
Right.
people would just be like, excuse me, sir, I'm trying to get the checks.
Yeah, people
That's
would
it.
not pay any attention
That's
to you. Or they
amazing.
would record you and put you on TikTok.
What's
Like
unfortunate-
funny, crazy guy at the grocery store.
Right, exactly.
And
This
that's it.
dude's trying to hold it hostage.
Right.
I mean, I want to know what he did. I mean, I'm guessing he probably held a gun on the box. That's my guess.
That's probably the only way they would have to take it seriously. Is
Yeah,
if he
because
had a weapon.
okay, this guy has an actual gun, not
Right.
a fake chainsaw.
If he's gonna
made of
shoot,
carving
Lucky
knives.
Charm, he could shoot a person.
Yeah, that is
So,
true.
Yeah,
They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
He's
like,
magically
not
delicious.
for long. Yeah.
So I read a little fun fact about Lucky Charms too.
Yes.
So the different shapes of the marshmallows signify different magical items. So like the horseshoe brings you luck, and the balloon can make you float away, make things float. The hourglass can make time freeze.
What's the sewer drain for?
the sewer drain? That's where the Ninja Turtles live.
Oh, thank you. It's like 4 Renaissance painters that shape of giant turtle men.
Yeah, yes.
No,
I thought that was interesting.
That actually is
I was
kinda
kind of
cute.
wondered where the shapes came from.
So then, now we've said this, and because it's on a podcast, and this is where most conspiracy theorists get their best information,
Yes.
allow me to plant this seed for you.
Okay, please do.
Lucky Charms is part of an occult magic ritual, including all...
I love this.
I can't even get through it.
This is great. Do it.
But it's right. What are the other? There's a 4-leaf clover, hearts, clovers, and blue moons. So once in a blue moon, right? That's the only commercial I remember. I'm sorry to do the voice, but you have to. It's like singing. You can't not sing the alphabet. I don't think you could be.
And a red balloon. That's all I remember is the
Yeah,
red
I'm like,
balloon.
so the balloons are all about
There's a
escaping.
heart.
There's a heart, yeah, because usually you need a piece of a body for the rituals. I'm also playing Alan
Mark.
Wake 2 right now.
Oh, no.
I'm thick in detective mode. Alan Wake 2 is all about this like cults running ritualistic weird murders in the woods. You'd love the story. I think.
probably would.
Yeah, it's really great. It's a beautiful game too. But this is good. This is like, I bet if I look this conspiracy theory up afterwards, it exists already.
Probably.
It's disappointing. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's
go
my
ahead
thing.
and start over.
So yeah, the global elites have released a cereal. Look, I think we can make a case for everything. I'm gonna work on Captain Crunch next.
He looks a little sus.
Look at his eyes. He's all cranked out.
Look at that.
They've all got that like. Yeah, that like soulless look that only comes from people who've been in conservatorships. We love you, Brittany. Okay, so global elites cereal. This is the way you indoctrinate the kids into weird occult rituals by getting like, oh, why would we ever think anything is weird about hearts, clovers, horseshoes, balloons?
Okay,
you know,
I see it.
A balloon method of transportation. It also could be something you could hide things in if international travelers have been telling the truth forever. I mean, there's a lot of things we can go in there and look at that Lucky Charms guy. He's like a cryptid. So you're being fed this by a monster person.
Yeah.
I think this is the most lucid I've ever been on this show.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm down for it.
I can't figure out the captain one though. There's probably something with like the color blue. Wait, aren't blue and yellow the Ukraine flag? There's probably
It is.
Yeah, so there's a conspiracy there too. That's what it is.
So he's Ukrainian.
Yeah. And Zelensky is an actor.
Zelensky is Captain Crunch.
Dude, that's it. That's the
We figured it
conspiracy
out.
theory.
We figured
God,
it out.
I can't
That's
believe
great.
that war is still going on, though, by the way. It's very sad.
That is very
I hope
sad.
nobody's like, he's making light of this. I'm
No,
not.
we're
I'm
not.
making
No,
light
no,
of
no, no, no.
idiots on the internet. Let's be very clear. This cereal box ransom, I really can't get back on this. One of the notes when I was Googling this, one of the things it thought it would be, I'm just going to read it. I don't think it's worth anybody's time, but I think making fun of it is worth our time.
Okay.
One of the notes was like, did you know some artists have created exhibitions and art installations using cereal boxes? They turned cereal boxes into unique works of art. Okay, well, art's cool. But I did think, honestly, I tried to come up with a list of this. You know, I touched on this before about how cereal consumption is obviously a very big U.S. thing, culturally speaking. It's like, we know our breakfast time. We know all these pastimes. We know Saturday morning cartoons. The more you do, every time you do that, you have to take another scoop. Everyone, make her take another scoop.
Okay.
You scoop another gross one out for you while I explain this.
All
okay.
Right,
so obviously cereal, common breakfast food in a lot of countries, but there are some where it's not commonly consumed or not part of traditional breakfast culture, right? Which is kind of a fun thing. So, you know, obviously cereal's consumption can be based on things like diet, culture, local breakfast traditions, you name it. You got to eat it. Eat them and smile.
It's so soggy.
It's so good. I know, right? That's how you said before. That's how you love the cereal. So Japan, I touched on that earlier, right? Japan, obviously, probably one of the not like least common places for breakfast because they're eating things like, well, here, let me just read off the list: rice, fish, miso soup, various side dishes.
They make what kanji?
Kanji is traditionally, I think, Chinese.
Is it Chinese?
Yes, but kanji rules too.
That's a good breakfast rice dish.
So the fun thing though is cereal is now obviously more commonly available these days in Japan, but it's just not commonly is consumed as a rice-based breakfast option. So you did mention though China, so we'll go there next. In China, a typical breakfast may consist of rice porridge, or as you said, kanji, dumplings, or other savory dishes. Cereal does show up in urban areas, but it's not a breakfast staple for many Chinese households. I thought that was pretty cool.
They eat real food. Like other countries eat real food,
and that's
for
why
breakfast.
they look the way they do. We look the way we do.
We eat processed garbage for breakfast.
I don't even eat processed garbage for breakfast. I'm just sitting here going like, no. Quantities are a good idea.
Yeah.
India, traditional Indian breakfast feature things like paratha, different breads, consumed with tea, other beverages. And again, cereal is available and consumed in some urban areas, but again, not traditional.
Right.
A lot of African countries kind of the same way. Cereal-based porridges, bread, savory dishes like fufu, which we carry fufu mix out in international. Yeah, actually, it was one of those fun things. It's like almost like a... how should I describe fufu? Let's look it up so I don't say it badly in case I made it poorly, which would be very, very embarrassing. No, okay, cool. I just want to make sure. I was like, it kind of came out like a little bread roll thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So the word fufu comes from the language spoken in Ghana and the Ivory Coast. Let's see here. It's swallowed without chewing to allow a sensation of stomach fullness. I did not know that.
Oh,
but yeah, goodness. I mean, just look at it. If you look it up, fufu, F-U-F-U. I'll probably put a picture of it.
That
It's
sounds
made
like a
out, I
choking
think it's
hazard.
made out of cassava root.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like a little. It looks like a little bun. It comes out a little bun.
Did you chew yours?
Yeah, I did chew mine.
So that's a problem.
And so
You did it wrong.
we had on clearance like a year ago, and so I bought it and made it that weekend because I was like, I like to try everything here, and I'm like, let's see if there's something that sticks. Pardon the expression. But tried that out of one of the mixes we had, and I think the one I had was a coconut flavored one too, which was really I love coconut, so I was like, this is a great move.
Yeah.
So anyway, I keep putting my phone away, like I'm being rude, but I'm like, oh wait, I actually am reading notes off this. Parts of Europe, also not common. Again, certain areas, you can kind of tell. It's like any of the anglicized places seem to love cereal. They're like, no, this is a good idea. But again, bread, cheese, cured meats. See, this is it. We got to, maybe the next time you come on to do a breakfast episode with me, we'll do international breakfast instead.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just have a charcuterie board.
That would be way less soggy.
Yeah, way less soggy. Gosh. So I thought those were some fun things, honestly.
That's
I just wanted to come and hang out with you, and we could really, this is an excuse for me to get on my soapbox about conspiracies. I wanted to carve some boxes
And you wanted
up.
to eat some Cracklin' Oat Bran.
I literally, that was the whole reason. Ever since you called me old, I was like, I'll call you old in public. You're old.
I am
Gina,
older than you,
Thank you so much. Barely, I know, right? You're April or March?
April.
Okay, yeah. Good. And I'll never reveal my actual birth date.
I mean, I could, but
you could.
I won't.
It's been flashing on the screen the entire time,
It
along with
has.
my Venmo link.
Exactly.
I'm like, yeah, please do
and
something.
your home address and phone number.
Yeah, exactly. I had to plan my own birthday this year, and it was my 40th. It was very depressing. So send me a Venmo.
You know what I did
deal
for
with
my
it.
40th birthday?
What'd you do?
I went to bingo by myself.
That sounds like something you wanted to do, right?
It was absolutely what I wanted to do. It was
I'm a
wonderful.
social creature, so I crave that. I'm like the type where I'm like, I want to get invited to a party, not always have to throw the party. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fine. I didn't mean to get
Somebody
sad at
invite
the
Mark
end.
to a party.
Yeah,
Please.
and I'll be like,
please,
no.
anybody? And he'll probably decline and be like, I'm
I
gonna
would
stay
not
home.
decline. I love going to things. Look, you can see on my social all the time. I don't do anything but things, constantly, ever. Freeze it. God, this is so bad. Gina, thanks for being here today.
Thanks,
I
Mark.
appreciate it. Any other
time.
fun things coming up in your world that we should be aware of? Oh, wait, I'm going to pitch this before we go there. I want to invite you back at some point this month because we had a great idea. I talked to you a little bit off air. This idea was fed to me by the cereal breath painted him. Yeah. Not,
Is that what you're going to call her now?
sorry. I'm going to have to come on. I have a lot of nicknames for her. They're all cute. This one is not going to be.
No.
She ruined it for me. But we were thinking about, we do the huge gingerbread house display in the store.
Yes.
So what I'd like to do is invite some of us on here to try to make our own gingerbread houses on the show. Would you be interested in competing?
Like a group thing?
I think we should. No, I was thinking everybody would have their own.
Okay, let's do
it. And we just size appropriate, whatever. We'll get the things and just see who does the best job.
Let's do it. That sounds great.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
It'd be totally messy and wonderfully fun.
God, it'll be amazing. I can't wait for it.
Let's do it. And whoever loses has to eat a whole box of
gosh, no. We got to wrap this up so you and I can finish this.
Let's get one more scoop, guys.
No. Here, top me off. Okay. Well, Jane, it's a pleasure. Thanks for joining me.
There you go.
We'll see you in the deli soon.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, come by and say hi. Thanks, Mark.
That was fun, right? I think I want to do more podcasty style ones here. I love when I have people come in, but there's that weird thing where you're interviewing people in a very salesy format, and it's cool, but the thing is, Jungle Gyms is a fun brand. A lot of brands don't have that similar, how shall I say, loose regard for norms, and that's what I love about being here, right? I think it's one of the things that makes us so special. So you can imagine sometimes you're like, okay, so then you what? Put the shrimp in a plastic bag and freeze it? No. Not that there's no room for that, but come on, tell me you didn't have more fun on this episode. If you had less fun on this episode, tell me at podcast@junglegyms.com. I could use your feedback to know what I'm doing, because this show is not just for me, it's for all of you out there. And speaking of all of you, thank you as always for watching. Thank you for listening if you're going that way. Thank you for supporting the show. Thanks for following me on these platforms. I appreciate you all. And in the meantime, I'm going to be out here carving the aisles. The Jungle Gyms podcast is recorded in the WJJI studio inside Jungle Gyms International Market in Fairfield, Ohio. The Jungle Gyms podcast is produced and hosted by Mark Borison.